Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar yesterday vowed that despite efforts by the ruling All Progressives Congress to ridicule and play down the current momentum in the African Democratic Congress ADC, the coalition will shock the world in the 2027 presidential election. Atiku also laid to rest insinuations that he might not contest the presidential poll 2 years from now, stressing that he will run for the nation's top job in the next election cycle. Atiku, until recently a prominent figure in the People's Democratic Party, has often sought broad coalitions to strengthen his presidential bids. In that light, the ADC, a hitherto relatively smaller party, has brought together some heavyweight politicians, positioning itself as a third force alternative outside the dominance of the APC and PDP. However, apart from Atiku, ex-Anambra Governor Peter Obi and former Rivers Governor Rotimi Amechi have made public their intentions to jostle for the ADC's presidential ticket as a part of a coalition of opposition figures seeking to challenge President Bola Tinubu at the polls in 2027. While the former vice president has positioned himself as the most experienced hand, Obi, the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, has insisted he will not play a secondary role to anyone. Also, Amechi, a former Minister of Transportation, has hinted on plans to throw his hat into the ring. Atiku's statement is also coming as the presidency has often seized every opportunity to ridicule the ADC, claiming that the coalition only exists on paper and portraying it as inconsequential as well as lacking real electoral weight. In other stories, Igbo socio-cultural group Ohaneze Ndigbo has announced that no Igbo man will contest for the presidency in 2027 against the incumbent President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The group says that the possibility of the Southeast producing the president of Nigeria can only be achieved in 2035, not 2027. In a statement signed by the Deputy President General of the Ohaneze Ndigbo faction, Okechukwu Isiguzor, and the national spokesman Thompson Ohia, they revealed that the decision was taken at a crucial meeting with Southeast political leaders, in which they resolved that no Igbo man will contest presidency in 2027, signaling the rejection of a one-term bid. They insist that the most practicable political vehicle for the pursuit of the Igbo presidency lies within the All Progressives Congress in 2035 if the zoning formula is altered, saying that among notable Igbo sons, the Minister of Works, Senator David Umahi, stands out as the most outstanding candidate to lead the country.
All right, so I will allow you guys to listen to what Rufai and Dr. Abati said about this, as regarding the constitution that concerns what this Ohaneze has just said. But before then, you see, the problem we have, especially the Igbo people, one of the major problems the Igbos have is the Igbos themselves. Like, seriously, it will be very, very difficult for them to emerge. And why it will be difficult is because of themselves. They are very selfish and very greedy. And they love money. They love wealth. And that is what they are using to manipulate them. They love position. The moment you give them money, an Igbo man will betray his brother or betray anybody. Because I see no reason why Ohaneze as a social group will come out categorically to state that no Igbo man whosoever can contest against Tinubu. Why? One thing is that whether Igbo or not, nobody has any right to restrict anybody from contesting as a president of this country or to be voted for, to vote and to be voted for in this country. Constitutionally, no social cultural group, nobody has any right to restrict anybody or to stop anybody from making a move. So you see, Ohaneze has so bring themselves down so low to an extent that, you see, their word does not hold water. The word cannot hold anything. And that is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has remained in detention for over 6 years now, because they don't have say, they don't have power, they don't have, they cannot say anything and it come to pass. So just the same thing, like, I know that this, what they have just said now, cannot hold ground and it cannot come to pass. They have always bring themselves down to the mud, because I see no reason why such a statement at this point in time. Well, let us listen to what Rufai said here. I'll be right back.
Please, any Igbo man that wants to run for presidency, go ahead and run. Do not listen to Ohaneze Ndigbo. It is clear, it is certain that socio-political groups are fast losing their relevance. We had our own tiff between factions of Afenifere on who to endorse in the last elections. Till today, that tiff is still on, although some of them say they are trying to reconcile. Socio-political groups cannot hold the ace of anybody's ambition. the analogy that the surest path to presidency will be waiting till 2035 is their own agenda. And you have seen clearly, they put somebody, mentioned a name in their own agenda, which is Umahi. So that's the Ohaneze Ndigbo's Umahi's agenda. It's different from the free rights you have as enshrined in the Constitution. No socio-political group can tell you your faith. That's just it. But I'm not surprised. A women's wing of Ohaneze, I think, tilted towards Atiku in the last election. Professor George Obi, also when he was alive then, tilted towards Obi. So the truth is, no socio-political group, they are just like another pressure group. And what pressure groups do is, they come out of their pressure cooker and talk. It doesn't mean it's a generality. I just have to set that straight. Secondly, about Atiku Abubakar, yes, he has a right to run. Everybody will compete effectively in the field, and we'll see who will emerge. Because there have been indications that he will not run, he should not run, and everything. I'm not going to stop anybody's right to run. But I'm also going to say some things this morning. Number one, we have to say it the way it is. If you have candidates in this coalition that can't come together because of their ambition, definitely it will fracture the coalition in such a way that it will make it an easier ticket for President Tinubu. So while all of them are jostling to have capacity, in the emergence of a particular candidate, it is in their best interest that they work together. If they don't work together, they make it easier. And that's just it. It shows from history, it's better to have a coalition of forces to fight against an incumbent. It's not today we've been doing it. In 1999, we did the same. Olufalaye and Marsh in Kafi, NPP, and the Alliance for Democracy had to come together to fight the might of Olusegun Obasanjo. The APC also reprised that with the coalition of APGA and other political parties, and even some people out of the PDP coming together to be able to fight incumbent President Goodluck Jonathan then in 2015. It's better off that way because you have a better footing and you have a coalition of forces to pretty much do that. But in the case where there's an emergence of a candidate from the coalition and there's a division, it makes it easier for President Tinubu. And trust me, President Tinubu will not sit down and allow you come together. He doesn't even want it in the first place because he's a politician and he also wants to win. That's just my bit about that.
All right, you have heard it all. Just let us know your opinion in the comment sections. What Ohaneze Ndigbo said, I think they have been, they don't close their mouths. They have been bribed one side. Of course, there's something that somebody said. I think Rufai made mention of it as well. That of course, you don't expect that APC will fold their hands and watch the opposition, team up and gather up together and succeed in whatever they are doing. So of course, the opposition too are working seriously hard to ensure that the coalition scatter, to ensure that there is no, any gadget, there's nothing that they won't succeed. So I'm very, very sure that this can also be a handwork of the APC. They must have, yes, been bribed or been, they must have been tipped against the PDP. Against the ADC and Obi ambition. Well, this is not new to us. Anyway, this is where I want to end it. Let us know your opinion in the comment sections. Thank you very much and see you in the next video.